Welcome back to The Vocalist. Today we are listening to Radiohead. Now, I know I've heard them before because I've heard their song Creep, but other than that, I'm not sure that I've heard much else from the band. So today we are listening to the song Paranoid Android, and you guys recommended I watch the official video because there's some cool animation that happens. So here we go. I'm gonna pause. This is a very interesting animation. Okay, I think I need to figure out the best course of action here. I want to go back to the beginning because I do want to focus on vocals. Maybe I'll try and get up until this point and then I'll probably get sucked into the video again, but we're gonna do our best. Okay. So smooth as he transitions throughout his range. Let me start that again. It feels a little contained at the beginning, but still very forward. And so as he ascends and gets more into that mix and then his head voice, it's just seamless. It's so beautiful. I love how deliberate he's being with his placement of the notes in regards to registration. This is always a tricky lesson to learn as vocalists, but sometimes we get songs or phrases, just certain passages where it could go so many different directions. If you're able to be really intentional and really purposeful with where every note is going, how it feels, whether you're thinking about registration or even vowel modification. If you can be super specific kind of at the beginning and really like put in the work at the beginning of your practice or when you're learning a song, muscle memory is such a beautiful thing. And so with these big ascending or descending lines where it could kind of go either way and you're worried about maybe a voice crack or something, just a little hiccup along the way, if you are super intentional when you first learn a song, and well, not even when you first learn a song, if you recognize that it's an area where it gets a little tricky or it stops you up in performance, if you just take a moment to really plan out where those notes are going to land, and then obviously practice that, it's so beneficial because, again, muscle memory can really help take over, so that there's no question in your mind if it's going to crack or you're going to have a voice break or anything like that. And so, long story short, I love how deliberate he is with this particular line. And I'm sure it's going to happen again, but you can hear where he pops into head voice, where he returns to mixed voice. And I think it's just so smart to be so intentional when you're sliding through areas of your voice that often lend themselves to cracks or breaks or uncertainty. Even though the words are changing, there is consistency in his tone with each of these phrases. And so, again, it just makes me think that he was really intentional when creating this song to just know exactly where to know the sounds he wanted from his voice at different moments in this line. On those longer notes, he really pushed, there was a lot of great press and a lot of flow in his breath. So we were getting this gorgeous sort of straight tone, and at the very end, we got some of that vibrato. When I am king, you will be fast against the wall. And there, that descending line. I like how he sort of morphs the melody. You could say, oh, he's not, singing directly on the pitch, but I like that sort of slurred effect, almost like a scoop or a slide. I like that wavering effect. That was it. Let me go back. When I am king, you will be fast against the wall. With your opinion, which is of no consequence at all. I liked his phrasing on consequence at all. He just kept that line going. His diction, so crystal clear. I appreciate understanding what I'm hearing, especially when I'm hearing it for the first time. Consequence, just really taking advantage of those k sounds. Is of no consequence at all. What's there? closely when he's singing this, there are moments where you think he's gonna end the note because there's this little waver that you think is going to lead to vibrato, and it doesn't. Now, I am no expert when it comes to audio engineering and mixing and correcting. I know there's a huge conversation. I mean, it's been going on for years now about auto-tune and pitch correction and whatnot. So I could not say if there was pitch correction in this song that I'm hearing, but I do find that one held note so interesting because there's so many sounds, and I think that's part of the joy of whether it's a live performance or just unedited vocals. You know, you get to hear moments of uncertainty. You get to hear moments where the voice wavers, whether it has something to do with the breath pressure or the muscle tension involved, and I can only hope that's what I'm hearing right now. I don't know, but it just made me think about how interesting vocals can be when we allow for imperfection. Not that that's the case here. I wouldn't necessarily deem that vocal line as imperfect. I just found it really interesting. We're only halfway through. I am so confused by this animation. There was some intensity that was happening in the vocals that I really enjoyed, so I'm gonna try and find that. I might close my eyes. I feel that I don't fully I don't understand the concept of this animation in relation to what I'm hearing. I don't know if they were supposed to go together or if they're two very different ideas. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around what I'm seeing and hearing all at the same time. When he's adding intensity in his vocals, there's this sort of fall off, almost lazy effect. Let me see if I can. Remember my name. Like the pitch is changing, but it doesn't really sound like he's singing, you know? then, so that's such a smart way of coordinating what he wanted to achieve here, because getting into falsetto, knowing it's secure, and then adding an effect to it, brilliant. Think as I'm hearing this rain down section is how mesmerizing this must be to hear live. There was consistency in tone throughout every phrase, every time he sang that line, but it's like this beautiful wailing, and I can only imagine what that would be like to hear live. I just want to get the very end of that. That was an experience. I'm just gonna look up the video and see what the meaning was behind it. Okay, I'm gonna do a deeper dive than Wikipedia, I promise, but just one line that kind of stood out to me was York was pleased with the video, saying that it is really about the violence around Robin, who is the protagonist in the animation, which is exactly like the song. Not the same specific violence as in the lyrics, but everything going on around him is deeply troubling and violent. but he's just drinking himself into oblivion. He's there, but he's not there. That's why it works, and that's why it does my head. Oh, and that's why it does my head in every time I see it. That was a very interesting experience to watch that video alongside the song. Vocally, I know, why are we here? The vocals. Remembering, what he does in Creep and then hearing this song as well. There are so many tiny, tiny details, like just the nuance in his vocal production, I think, is beautiful. He obviously has an incredible range, but I think rather than show it off 24/7, he makes interesting choices. Whether it is, utilizing more of that falsetto instead of his mix, which again, we've heard his mix go pretty high, but to make an interesting choice and to say, actually, no, I'm going to do this in a different registration to get a different sound. I think that's, I don't know, I just, as I mature in my own, education and learning and growth, and, as I hear more singers, more artists, more bands, I find I gravitate so much more now toward interesting vocal production as opposed to what we would, stereotypically just say, oh, what a talented voice, what a talented singer. I think it takes just as much skill, but the added effort of, I don't know, just creating something unique and thought-provoking as opposed to just something that's pretty. I don't know. It's interesting. I know I keep saying that word. Not that there isn't any, I love beautiful, lush, pretty vocals as well, but sometimes it's just, I don't know. I love when singers with so much ability use that to create something different or something that we haven't heard much before. So, I'm gonna go back and listen to this song again. I will probably have to read a few analyses online regarding the actual video itself, but nonetheless, I thank you for this recommendation. Thank you guys so much for watching with me, and hopefully I will see you next time.